All right, people. We'll get this going here. All right, people, what is happening? It is you are with the Messiah of Xbox, and I have two esteemed guests for the brown table. The round table, shout out to King Thrash. But the brown table, as you can see here, I got my main man, the real P3, Pablo the third. Go ahead and yourself, brother.
Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy, the real P3, aka Pablo the third. I'm glad to be here, man. Really appreciate the invite. Got to go a little early, but I appreciate being here nonetheless. Where you two?
Yeah, no problem, man. Anytime. I know you got to bounce out. And then we're also joined by PlayStation royalty here, ladies and gentlemen. Jay Barry, making his second appearance with the Messiah of Xbox. Go ahead and shout yourself out, young man.
Jay Barry. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can now. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I sound a little crazy right now. I'm a little sick, but you know, Nino Cooney has recovered me from the fever and all that stuff, man. But yo, definitely appreciate the invite, man. You know what I mean? Craig is a good dude, man. I always watch his content, and I can't wait to, you know what I mean, get hype right now.
Yeah, we good. And I owe a thanks to like guys like you and Fatal Mephisto, One Stop. You all were out there knocking it out, you know, way before I even thought about grabbing a mic, trying to plug it in. I'm not computer literate. And I'm like, well, if I plug this in, I hope it auto sets up itself because I have no idea what I'm supposed to hit. So big shout out for all you guys, letting us old hats kind of get our say with you young fellas. Definitely appreciate that. But
No doubt.
yeah, as you can see here, we're gonna run it. I mean, does everybody know there's a PSN? Well, first of all, public announcement for the person that made the buttery, and I can't think of your name. On Twitter, shout out to who did it. I can't remember who did it, but whoever made that buttery Xbox thing. I've got your. Let me put this on camera here. Just want to make sure that he sees it or she sees it because I'm not for sure who did it. Is the camera not coming up? Okay. There it is. So I got your PlayStation thing here. As you can see, it's not been scratched off. If you still want it, you have to claim it by 2 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. Just DM me and I'll give you the code, but it's a $10 gift card. And that's because I cracked up and hit the floor laughing when you said all that buttery goodness. But it's here. I want you to know that I'm a man of my word. I am not the Messiah of a church of fools. So, and I have no idea how people screenshot that stuff. It's hilarious. It's like within 20 minutes of asking, it was done and up on Twitter. So I appreciate it. But yeah, if you all haven't seen it, it's like 2 blocks of butter. And then he put the Xbox symbol on each block for all that buttery goodness of the Xbox community. So, but yeah, so shout out to him for doing that. I appreciate it. But all right, Pablo, I know you got to bounce here shortly. So go ahead and this is the day where I'm going to declare the PS4 the total victory here. We got grown men wanting Microsoft, in essence, to do the same thing that they were bitching about just 20 months ago. First, it was Sony has all these walking simulators. Sony has games that they show to 24 to 36 months out, however you want to put it. Now they're begging Microsoft to do the same thing. I mean, they're begging them to do the same thing. So, and the reason why I'm declaring total victory, let me quantify what I'm saying. When Rocket League comes out and it's on the PlayStation and you all attack it within the Xbox community, then when it comes to the Xbox, you shower it with gifts of joy. Okay? That's some buttery bullshit coming out of the Microsoft community. You know, when you have Hellblade, which you all call a walking simulator with some bug-eyed skinny girl, your words, not mine, and then it gets announced to come over, I mean, which everybody knew was going to be a multi-plat game anyway, because it launched day and day on PC as well, I believe. But when you attack that and then you shower it with gifts, when it comes over to your console, that's some buttery bullshit out of the Microsoft community. In 2015, Phil Spencer came out and dropped his drawers and said that we're going to put all our games on PC, said Halo. And you damage controlled it, that's it. It's over. Now you got grown men who said they were damage controlling. They had I don't know, strategy sessions, I guess that's what you call it in the business world, about damage controlling before they did their podcast about damage control. And they're admitting it publicly. So, I mean, that's it. It's over. So, Pablo the Third, take a victory lap, my brother. What would you like to say to all this buttery goodness coming out of the Microsoft community?
Look, man, it's kind of funny that a lot of people are saying, or at least the Xbox fanboys are saying, oh, we don't want these walking simulators. But you got Sea of Thieves that came out, and that's an imagination simulator. You just got to imagine about shit to do in a game. So, like, there's no like end goal in the game. There's no character progression where you can get abilities and shit. So, like, why are people talking shit when they got an imagination simulator? So, like, people need to think before they start saying shit about Sony and stuff, man.
Yeah, well, I don't disagree. So now Halo Storm in the chat saying I'm the last person he wants to hear about talking about damage control. Everything that just came out of my mouth that I quantified, I never said. So I mean, just so you know, Halo Storm. But it's good to be that you're here, Halo Storm, for the victory party for Sony. I'm glad you are here, sir. And hopefully the weather's nicer in you all state than it is here in mine, because it's third, fourth day of spring, and we got snow coming down.
Yeah, so we getting snow tomorrow over here in New York, so it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, this is some bullshit. Jay Barry, you've been on the front line of this whole thing. You've been, snapping necks and breaking jaws. So what do you think about this? This kind of the way the worm has turned, and how Frankenstein's monster got created. They couldn't control it. How the narrative has changed from games to power to games. What do you think, my brother? Because you've been here way longer than me. Let me say that up front again. So the buttery goodness coming out of the MS community. What do you think, my brother?
Man, listen, yo. This day was coming. I've been saying this day was coming for a very long time. A lot of these guys are saying that they've been doing like damage control podcasts and meetings. I knew a lot of that stuff, man, because before everybody was scared. Right now everybody's scared to do debates and stuff, right? But within 2013, 2014, 2015, I was in there debating a lot of Xbox guys, you know what I mean? And that's why when a lot of these guys are saying the things that they say, like, oh, a price shouldn't matter when it comes to quality. These are the things that we were saying. These are things that I was saying in these debates, you know what I mean, with these dudes. And when I was saying all the things that everybody has these notions with now on the Xbox side, they were laughing at me. You know what I mean? They were laughing. They was like, what?
Yeah.
We only care about $60 games, and we only care about AAA budgeted games and this and that. Now, if you ask an Xbox guy to list your games of exclusives that you is coming out that you're gonna like, you're gonna hear them list. You're gonna hear them list Ori and Cuphead and other smaller titles. Now, State of Decay 2. You know what I mean? But it's funny to see now how the transition is, because, like I said, man, I was debating these dudes a lot. You see a lot of these debates that I have. You can search it, Jay Barry versus. That's all you got to do. Jay Barry versus, and a lot of these things are gonna pop up. You know what I mean? Against Zaire, against a whole bunch of Xbox like ganging up on me. K Mega, this guy named Saltiest Gamer. That's the funniest one, because everything that Xbox is doing that these guys are complaining about, not announcing their games, not knowing what Xbox is, what is on the horizon for Xbox. The things like having the most powerful console but don't have an exclusive to really show that power off. All those things I was mentioning, this guy was telling me I was a dumbass. This guy was telling me, no, You are wrong. Xbox is gonna be fine. We love Xbox right now. And then, yo, now I haven't even heard of that dude since that debate. I don't know where he went. You know what I mean? But yo, big shout out to Salter's Game. I got no issue with him, but it's just funny that.
I remember that debate. Do you remember the first question you all got in that debate?
Nah, I don't remember.
It was about crossplay. And he just started bitching because Sony didn't do crossplay. And I just remember what you said. Like, well, they're the leading platform. They don't have to do what the hell, they can do whatever the hell they want. It's just like, that's the end of the question, you know.
And I was telling them that PlayStation is in a different business mindset than Xbox. Xbox, they want to do this where, you know, Xbox is not really the majority, there's not really the mainstay for that company, where PlayStation, it's not viable for them to just go and say, hey, yeah, it's crossplay, because that's their business leader right there. PlayStation is what making them the money. So if you're doing something like crossplay with all these games allowing it, people is gonna shy away from getting a PlayStation, because you can get to play against the PlayStation people regardless without owning the PlayStation. You know what I mean? The business mindset is different. So
go ahead. Keep going, brother. Keep going. I didn't mean to interrupt.
So that was my mindset. That was what I was telling this dude. And you know, all Phil Spencer wanted to play crossplay with this, and now with the Fortnite stuff popping up, and I'm just like, yo, I've been telling these guys for the longest, this is what's going to happen, man. You know what I mean? Yeah. But it's funny to see it now, that all the stuff that these guys have been telling you, damage controlling, you know, try to make Xbox gamers feel good, it has all been bullshit. They've been lying to you this whole time. This has not been their feelings. This has not been their notion this whole time. You know what I mean? That's just what it is.
Yeah, I can't disagree. P3, the real P3. Let me ask you this. This is about shit fire. All right. This is where I think, and you can jump in on this one. I personally think the cracks started with the when you started hearing them say Sony's being anti-consumer. Only because I'm playing Mass Effect 3 now on the Xbox. I can stream that on Mixer. I can't use Mixer on the PlayStation. So is Microsoft being anti-consumer by not letting people, whether it be Apple or or Google, or letting us stream to another platform? Would you consider that anti-consumer? Because they're claiming that because they can't play Sony's games on their platform, that's anti-consumer. But Microsoft's not letting us use Mixer. So what to you, what is anti-consumerism? And do you consider that anti-consumerism?
I don't think it's anti-consumerism. I just think it's that these companies want to give you an incentive to play on their platform. You know what I mean? It's just capitalism.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Hey, you're in there to compete. You have a business, you know what I mean? And you want people to gravitate towards your business. So you're going to have certain things exclusively or hooked up or set up where you can get people to come over to your platform. I hear all the anti-consumer stuff that people are saying. I've been hearing that since like 2013 with these guys, man. These guys are full of shit. I'm sorry to be cursing.
No, this is the day. No. This is the day to just slap it up, flip it, and rub it down in their face. Because keep going, brother. Because I got my take on them. But go ahead and P3. I know you got to bounce here in a minute, but jump on in, brother, when you can.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he got bounce. Go ahead. He got a bounce. Go ahead.
Oh, I appreciate that, bro. Yeah, I agree with him, man. Like, why these Xbox fanboys so concerned with doing crossplay when they be talking mad shit about the games we play on our system? So why you want to play with us if you always hating all the time? So I don't really understand why they so worried about wanting to play with us when they be talking the most shit, talking about the type of games we play and saying that we got an indie station, remaster station, all this bullshit that they saying. So like I'm really like confused by the fact that they wanna do this and they calling Sony like anti-consumer and shit. But I agree with Jay Barry. It's not really anti-consumer. They want to give you an incentive, a reason to want to play on their system. Them doing crossplay would break that basically. So I agree with that. Don't make any sense really. I mean, I'm still playing with my friends, so it don't really matter.
Yeah, or God forbid you go get both platforms. You know?
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly. If I want to do that, yeah, I'll just get both platforms.
Yeah, they want to do crossplay, but you tell them, hey, can you put Gears of War on PlayStation? They'll be like, no, pony. Why you want our game?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But you see, here's what I would do if I was in charge at Sony at E3. I would say, we want to do crossplay with Microsoft. Hit us up when you put Gears and Halo on our system, and it will open it up. And then I would drop the mic and walk out, because that would put them in a situation where you've been running your mouth at an executive level saying that you want crossplay. Well, now here's your offer, but you're going to put, because you're the losing platform. You don't get to dictate anything. So that's the New England Patriots aren't going to say, well, we lost the Super Bowl to the Eagles, but you still need to put our name on the trophy where we won because we got here. Fuck out of here with that bullshit. So check this out. I remember I was on the MPP and I told Zaire, shout out to Zaire, that the Xbox One S was just like the X without any texture packs. It does UHD 4K. Okay, movies. It does dynamic upscaling. It streams 4K, but they swore up and down. I told them that the Scorpio was going to do a little bit more, than the Pro, and I stuck by it. And now, and when have those guys been right about anything? They are making fun of D-Batch on 3 continents on this planet. Okay, so do you all think the NPD, when they lost NPD with the most powerful console, how big of a blow mentally to the Xbox community was this? And Pablo, go ahead and start off, and then Jay, go ahead and jump in, brother.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, can you repeat that again? You said something about the NPD. It kind of cut you off a little
NPD,
bit.
When they lost NPD, when the November number came out, so the X launches in November. Okay, December number, so the December number comes in. I'm sorry, the November number comes in December. I need to explain that better. They lost. They lost. It wasn't even close, So, and not only that, the S outsells the X, when you break the number down. So how big of a mental blow do you think this was to their community? Because after that, that's when the world started turning. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, so I think it was a big blow to them because they was thinking like, okay, so power, people care about power. They brought this narrative that, oh yeah, people care about power and shit. So wait until the X comes out, it's gonna blow the Pro out of the water and shit. And the Switch and all that stuff, and people gonna be buying the X. And I was even hearing people saying that it was gonna sell 5 million day one. I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, yo, this is not a new generation, man. It's a mid-gen console, man. It gives you a little bit more sharpness if you just really think about it. It's not changing the graphics of the game whatsoever. So like, when they released the NPD numbers for that made a lot of people realize, or show a lot of people, that power don't really mean shit if you don't got exclusive games, or if you don't got great games and shit. That don't mean anything. Cause look at the PS4, man. Look what they doing with God of War. That shit's coming out in April, right? Yo, that's running on a base PS4, bro.
And that's like what? That went gold. So it's coming out on that day. It went gold, I guess, about 30 hours ago. So it's good.
So with that game, like that's running on a what does the PS4 have? A 1 teraflop, I think, or something like that. So like it's running on a system.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Okay. So it's running on a system like that. But then you got the X over here. You got Sea of Thieves. I'm like, yo, I don't want graphics like that. I want some photorealistic graphics. Like the cartoony graphics aren't bad, but like if they only showing off these like artsy looking games and stuff, and not really like squeezing out all the power with games like God of War, then what's the point of releasing that console anyways?
Yeah. Jay, what do you think, brother?
These Xbox guys, whenever something new for Xbox comes out, it's always like the tide changer. I stated like this is like probably June like 2016. I was like, it's not going to be that much difference between the X and the Pro. This is even before we knew the names of these consoles. I was a spitball and all that stuff, but more and more as it came together, I was just like, it's not going to be really a difference with these two platforms. I know a lot of these guys, they were lying to you, talking about, oh, we don't care about resolution. It's more about the textures and this and that graphically. When the X is not even delivering that stuff, and most of the stuff that, you know, when Digital Foundry go or any of these companies go and break down the stuff, the texture quality as far as the graphical quality is still the same. It's just a resolution bump that the X has over the Pro, which it should. You know what I mean? And these guys, before the X came out, they were telling you that they don't care about the resolution. That's because that was the the story they had to go with to continue the whole they don't care about resolution before the X and the Pro came out stuff, right? But yeah, the X is going to be the tide changer, and to this day, the X has came out. They haven't won an MP3 yet. MPD yet. You know what I mean? As far as them being in first place, it's always been Nintendo, or it's either been PlayStation been in first place while the X has been out. You know what I mean? Forget Aaron Greenberg talking about, yeah, we came in second, we beat out a Pro. Fuck you. You know what I mean? Nah, man, like, yo, the X, I think the X is a cool console. I just think it is 3 consoles a little too late, you know what I mean, for that platform. You can't expect people to buy the Xbox One with the Kinect, the Xbox bundle, the Elite bundle, you know what I mean, with the better SSD drive. You can't expect them to buy the S a year ago, then a $500 Xbox One X again. That's 4 fucking consoles you expect your fan base to buy, and you don't have no exclusives really to show that off. You know what I mean? The last real, like, you know, I'm not even gonna be like, except Forza and all that stuff, but you don't have that much exclusive coming down in the pipeline or even hitting consistently for people to be buying a $500 console like that. You know what I mean? If you look at it AAA wise, which, you know, something I don't normally do, but let's go on to the Xbox notion of things. You go on the AAA wise, you had Quantum Break in 2016. Then after Quantum Break, what the fuck did you have? Forza Horizon 3 6 months later. Then after Forza Horizon 3, what the fuck did you have? You had to wait like 8 months to get Forza 7. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then whatever other game they came out in 2017. It has been a dog shit show as far as software wise. And you're trying to force this. Phil Spencer got these guys so wrapped up. Now they're trying to force this whole, it's all about the multi-plat notion to these guys. Well, you know, as hardcore gamers, we associate ourselves with hardcore gamers. We searching gaming news. We know damn well, yeah, we're gonna play the multiplats, but you know damn well you bought an Xbox and you're an Xbox fanboy because you like the exclusives, which you're not getting. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't know what the fuck is going on with these dudes, man. But yo, these guys are going crazy. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yo, I need Xbox to win a damn MPD, bro, because I don't know what the hell is going on right now. It is going crazy out here.
Well, did you see where Digital Foundry did a, you know, Assassin's Creed Rogue? You know, it came out, remaster, whatever you want to call it, and pretty much it's running 4K on both the Pro and on the X. You should have seen some of these comments in the Digital Foundry section from the Xbox people. Like, they couldn't believe that the Pro is doing the exact same thing that the X is doing. I'm like, it can do most of the same stuff. Just, you know, they have to optimize it better. So, and I'm not here saying that there are the draw distances are better on the X, stuff like that. But Rogue came out in 13, I think. So the game's
trust me. I have I forgot what the title of the video is. I think it was called PlayStation 4 Neo is going to be more powerful than whatever the Xbox is coming out with, right? That's what I titled the video. But during the video, I was like, yo, these consoles are going to be performing kind of like the same way. This is before I knew the PlayStation 4 Pro specs and the Scorpio specs or the X specs. I was a spitballer. I'm saying this shit, and a lot of these Xbox guys were like, when the X came out, they were like trying to post that video, like, look, this is Jay Bar, he's wrong. But now, if you listen to that video 2 years ago, if you really listen to it, they're like, oh shit, this guy might be right. You know what I mean? Because the performance is the same. It's the same shit.
Yeah.
It's the same shit, man.
Well, I just do not get why. I mean, I don't know why they didn't know that they weren't going to use pair. I'm not here to say that the games don't look at some aspect better on the X, but they don't look. It's a little bit muff, and they were getting tore up. And I stand by that. I'm gonna have some little bit more T-shirts printed out, about it. So they've I've never. Let me see if let me go ahead and hell, I may not have sent Porter Rock a thing here. I think he's finishing, but they've I've never understood, but go ahead and you got Ni no Kuni, or Ni no Kuni 2. So what has been your experience on Ni no Kuni 2? And what do you think?
Yo, Ni no Kuni 2 has been one of my most anticipated games this generation. This game I've been following for a very, very long time, since it's been announced. I think it was announced in like 2014 or something like that, one of the PlayStation conferences. And I was just like, yo, Ni no Kuni 2 is coming out. This is crazy. Can't wait. I loved Ni no Kuni 1. I tell you, man, that game is amazing. Probably the best RPG on PlayStation 3 to come out was Ni no Kuni 1. So Ni no Kuni 2, it had a lot of clout, in my opinion. It had a lot to live up to with this game. And right from the jump, this game, it starts out much quicker than Ni no Kuni 1. It is the combat, like the pacing for the story is much quicker, but it's still gratifying than Ni no Kuni, like Ni no Kuni 1. The combat is way better than Ni no Kuni 1, in my opinion. Ni no Kuni 1, it dealt with something like familiars, where it's like a Pokemon-esque type combat where you call out these familiars and they fight for you while you in the background, setting out commands and stuff like that. Where Ni no Kuni 2, you're pretty much in the battle. You're fighting and you're doing all those things that the familiar can do, plus more, with your magic attacks. Or you got like Roland, he got a gun. Then you got Tani, she got like a bow and arrow, and there's Batu, he got a bow and arrow as well. And it's just like the combat is so fluid. I feel like the combat is like other, like Bandai Namco games, like Tales of Berseria. And it has a very familiar, like Dark Souls-esque kind of like flow too, where Dark Souls, you gotta dodge all your enemy attacks and then you can attack. It's not as punishing, or it's not as like precise as like a Dark Souls, but it is very familiar, in my opinion. And the story is amazing, man. The story, to me, like, it picks up way quicker than Ni no Kuni. Anybody, if you could ask anybody, I love Ni no Kuni 1, but this story, it picks up really quick, and it grabs you really quickly. And I was like, yo, this joint is crazy. I'm already like 12. I'm 14 hours in, and I started like last night, and I'm sick too, so I haven't really got into really playing. And I'm already 14 hours in. I'm level 28 because I'm a grinding whore. I mean, when it's RPGs, I grind. You know what I mean? So, but anybody that is questioning this game, if you guys are into RPGs, this game, I'm telling you, is going to satisfy all your needs when it comes to an RPG. This game is just amazing, man. Story-wise, the graphics look amazing. You know what I mean? Listen, Sea of Thieves look great, but this game blows Sea of Thieves out the water. Okay? No pun intended. No pun intended. This game is 4K as well, HDR. I put that up there on Twitter just to let people know, like, listen, 4K HDR. I'm going to assume this game runs at like 60. But I can say 30 as well. But it looks clean. Like it flows like really nicely.
So it's true 4K.
Yeah, it's 4K. It's no 4K mode or nothing like that. It's like 4K from what I see in the settings. You know what I mean? And I'm not Digital Foundry. I ain't gonna put like a magnifying glass and put the TV and all that. But yo, the game is lit, man. The game is lit. It's a definitely must purchase game for the PS4 if you're into like RPGs and stuff like that. If you're not into RPGs or you're trying to get into RPGs, you're trying to get into a new genre and stuff like that, this is a game as well you could get into. There is some like it is different at the beginner, but it's also very hardcore if you want to dive into it. I can get real nerdy right now, but I ain't trying to bore everybody in the podcast. You know what I mean? But it is great, man. It is great. I definitely I would definitely suggest everybody to go pick it up.
Yeah, I'm going to get to it. They just when they pushed it to March, it came right down on a MLB The Show, and I always buy MLB The Show. That's like clockwork for me. So
that's the pastime.
Yeah, that's us. So I'll be getting that. Then God of War. Then Detroit. Then I'll probably be playing Ni no Kuni like right around E3. That's kind of my plan. So yeah, Don't Call Me Danny said it's 4K with HDR. So shout out to Don't Call Me Danny. Appreciate that, brother. So
yeah, man, it's an amazing game, man. Right from the jump, you're gonna gravitate to it. You know what I mean? A lot of people look at the character like, oh, this character looks like a little boy. Yeah, say that's a little boy where you fight with him though. Yo, Evan is a beast.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know what the characters were. It looked like their ears were sticking up through their hats, and I'm like, what are they, rats without tails or something like that? But yeah. So
like Ni no Kuni, it deals with like two worlds. So you have like the regular world that we live in.
Yeah.
You have like Ni no Kuni. You know what I mean? And in that world, you have like different races where Evan, he's like a Tinder something. I forgot what it is, but he's like a cat type race character. And there's a mouse race, there's a dog race, there's a whole different other races. And there's a other character that helps you out. His name is Roland. He's actually the president of like our world, but for some strange reason, they didn't really get into it yet. We're gonna discover that he gets placed into Ni no Kuni, similar to how like Oliver and from Ni no Kuni 1 was placed into in Ni no Kuni the world. But yeah, that's why you see like the whole different cat. It's not really like, it's very fantasy, you know what I mean? It's not like a based on true reality type thing.
Reality stuff. All right, now what do you think about, we'll move off that for a minute. What do you think about, and do you think you'll buy Detroit Become Human? And do you think there was an overreaction? Because I saw the Xbox community talking about it's gonna get canceled. I saw somebody put a video on
Zion with his punk ass.
Yeah, I wasn't sure who it was. So what do you think about a game like that? And is that something you think you might buy? You think you're gonna wait on a discount sale? Which I don't blame anybody for buying something on discount.
Listen, it's already bought, man. Detroit, it's already bought. The thing is, I'm not really too much of a fan of like David. Is it David Cage? Yeah, David Cage.
Yeah, David Cage. Yeah.
Because I didn't play like Heavy Rain. I didn't get to finish what's the other game? Beyond Two Souls. But Detroit kind of captivated me a little bit more. Just off the first couple of trailers that we saw from like E3 and other little shows, I was like, oh damn, this really looks like it's much more fast paced. The story looks like it's a little bit more gravitating to me than the other previous games. But so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna buy it and I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play it through. Also, I'm gonna play through the other older games like the Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls. Just to give those another go. Cause I never played Heavy Rain. I only played the demo to Heavy Rain. I did like it, but I forgot the reason why I didn't buy the game. You know, I was probably busy with something else. But my excitement for the game is not like over the top. But when May 25th hit, I will be playing it though.
I heard that. All right, the people in the chat, don't time nobody out today because this is Victory Day. This is Victory Day.
Yo, leave that. Leave Halo Storm, man. He butt hurt.
Leave Halo Storm alone. He's hurt. Yeah, that God of War is true 4K. And shout out to Matt's Gaming. Well, those Xbox attacked him, saying that he put up the wrong stuff and this is wrong. And so 2160p, baby, it's true 4K according to Microsoft.
Yeah, yo, Mr. Official say he would like to get an invite. I don't know if you invite anybody else.
Yeah, you want to follow me on Twitter, Mr. Official? You can jump on in.
Yeah, you gotta follow him on Twitter. Let me tell him.
Yeah. So, a matter of fact, here, let me do. I haven't done this in a while. It's Victory Day. I'm gonna put the hangout in the chat. They put the hangout in the chat.
Yeah,
so
soaking that salt water, man. A Sea of Thieves, and
yeah, which I played. Look, I played it, and I've said this before that they've got a solid enough foundation. This is my opinion to possibly build something. With that said, I don't know if they're going to be able to keep the hook in people long enough because people are just ravaging that game. I mean, they're ripping it. So, they're ripping that game apart.
As they should.
Yeah, because of lack of content. But this is what a service-based game looks like. They're going to give you a base model. Some will have more to do than others in the base. And it's people are like, send me a link. And I put the link in the chat so people can jump in. So, but it's Victory.
The thing is with Sea of Thieves,
yeah,
I personally like the art style of the game. I think the game looked fine. Outside the character models, I don't like how the character models look. I don't like the fact that you can't create a character in a story. In a game that you're telling people to create your own fucking story, you can't create your own damn character. You know what I mean? I think that's just weird. You have these preset characters in a game that you talk about all the freedom to create your own story and meet friends and all that. But minus that, I think the game looks great. I've been watching you, Sick Humor, Bear, Fatal Mephisto, Ian playing the game, but throughout the whole time that I've been watching you guys play, I've been asking them like, yo, these story missions don't look like appetizers. Like, I would get bored right away. Of course I'm gonna create my own story because these quests that you're doing, it looks bland. It looks like you just created these quests like a couple of months ago or something. You know what I mean? Like I was saying that they should have like some quests that have like some story lore into it where, probably like, yo, you're searching for a Davy Jones locker and then everybody is fighting their way to find Davy Jones locker. You're having riddles and all that stuff, but it just seems like everybody has these different quests. And if you want to raid somebody, you see somebody's shit, you can just take their treasure and all that stuff rather than having people chase one treasure. I'm not saying that everybody has to do that, but if they want to get that one treasure, this could be like a treasure event where everybody that's in the server is going for this one treasure. You're finding this clues here, you find this clues here. Similar to how like what's my man movie? Pirates of the Caribbean. They always have like an end goal, but before they get to the end goal of that movie, they're doing all these other stuff where you got to go to this island and get this map, but then you got to solve this riddle and this, that. You know what I mean? Yeah. I think that would be cool with a multiplayer focused, like story driven mission. But everything I've been seeing is like everybody's just doing their own thing. And if somebody come across you, they can just take the treasure that you did, which they probably did already. I was just like, yo, this game looks lazy as fuck. That's my impression. I think the game looks good, but I just think like the actual core of the game is lazy.
Yeah, well, I did like the fact that I got shot out of a cannon. That was actually pretty crazy. So, like, wait a minute, let me see if I can shoot myself out of a cannon. And so, yeah, that was pretty fun. Yeah, shout out to J-Dub for shooting me out of the cannon, shot myself up on an island. So I do want to see if you get a pig, if you can put the pig in the thing and it'll shoot out in the cannon. That I would like to see somebody try to do. That would be funny as hell.
Yo, and before anybody bash me, I only played Sea of Thieves during the 2 betas. I didn't play it for long because I was just like, but I did have a little experience with the game. I think, like I said, especially on PC, the games look amazing. I mean, I had everything like on max outside of like shadows. I was running the game 80, 90 frames per second. 1080p. The game looked great. You know what I mean? But I just think,
Mr. Official, if it's not working, if that link says it's broke or something, just let me know. And then what's your Twitter thing? And I'll send it to you on Twitter. So, because I don't, your name does not look familiar. So it could be. I mean, it may be in my thing, but it just doesn't look familiar. So, but no, I agree with you. Yeah. So, yeah, Garudia, we're working on it. Yeah, that's what we're trying to do right now. So if it's broken, then but if it's broke, because
you imagine if Microsoft had Sea of Thieves as their first like VR title.
That'd be great.
That could have been more compelling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that could have probably moved much more. But I don't know what the fuck. Honest, I don't know what the hell Microsoft was doing, man. I don't know. I don't know, man. I just don't like it. It's not the game standpoint. It's just like the representation of Xbox. You know what I mean? I just don't like these dudes, man. It's just weird to me.
Well, I think they have a issue where they being the people that bought the system, didn't do their homework. I mean, if you thought, and I give shout out to Worry Ward. I think one of the most compelling things that I've heard anybody say is what he said to Randall Thor was that, do you really think a third-party game on the Xbox, no matter how powerful Xbox is going to look better than a first-party game on the Sony system? And because what we're seeing is, whether it be, like Horizon Zero Dawn, that game is checkerboarded to 4K. So is God of War. So is Detroit Become Human. The baseball game, maybe, I'm not for sure. So, Cycle, you want an invite, my brother? Let me know. So, it says you got to join air. Okay, well, Mr. Official's send it via Twitter. Is your name Mr. Official VG on Twitter?
Yeah, I can send him the link.
Yeah, go ahead and send me the link. And Cycle, if you want in here, I'll drop one in for Cycle too. So, but Cycle, he's probably ripping off the headboard, getting ready for UFC.
Your Cycle gonna come in here trying to defend Microsoft on our victory dance, okay? Cycle, don't come in here starting your shit.
Yeah, we want people in here to. Like, I'm the messiah of Xbox, and I'm just letting people know shit's over with. Go play your
man.
All right, so I'm gonna send one to Cycle. If you want to send it to. Yeah. Hey, did you hear? Shout out to Ryan the Professional. Go check out that podcast he did yesterday, because he did he got OBJ the Don on, man, and man, he cracked me up the whole time. He was saying stuff like Sea of Thieves is trash. That's what he was saying. Shit was funny as hell, man.
Let's go back a year ago or 2 years ago, wherever it was. When No Man's Sky came out. I personally like No Man's Sky. I think the game, to me, where there's so much other games I was anticipating, I didn't stay there long because the content wasn't really appealing to me that much. But overall, I think the game was cool in concept, right? But that game got bashed to high hell for whatever reason. Oh, the devs lied. Oh, No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky had a better end game. No Man's Sky had all the things that these guys want Sea of Thieves had. It had a level up system, you know what I mean? Where you can level up your gun, you can level up your ship, you could go to these little space-like carriers and trade and do all this stuff there. You know what I mean? And these guys were bashing the shit out of it. Sea of Thieves come out, they're like,
I remember.
Well, it's all right that it's not really a level up system because everybody's on the same playing field. What?
Imagination.
Yeah, I'm gonna get out of here, bro. You guys are just making up stuff or just saying these shits just to feel good about the game. Yes, I understand that Microsoft starved you for months upon months, matter of fact, a year. But it is okay. It is okay, man, to bash the game. It is okay to say the game is not good. You know what I mean? You can say, you know what? Damage control with it, the game looks good. Use that damage control. You know what I mean? See, I came in here and said, yo, I think Sea of Thieves look all right as far as graphically, but the game is trash. You know what I mean?
Well, OBJ Don was like, yeah, they said it again. It's trash. That's the way he said it. So So, like I said, I thought there was enough there to build upon, but I understand why people are saying it's trash. But yeah, No Man's Sky, I was there at midnight. I was at that midnight launch. So I played it and I was happy with it, but you're right, people were ripping on it, and I've said before, what I got was what I got. He said you're going to have to jump in a spaceship, be on different planets, and use different elements to get you to the center of the galaxy. Now, that's what I had to do. So I don't know what everybody else was complaining about.
Collect stuff to upgrade your ships and your armor and your gun and stuff like that. But Sea of Thieves, I look at people playing, and I'm like, yo, these islands don't even look big enough. They look like this, like they drew a circle and then they're gonna, jagged edge the circle a little bit so it looks like an island or something, and then put a mountain, a hill, and whatever in there, and that's it. Like these islands look like mad small as shit. Yeah, is that just me? Am I nitpicking? Let me know, Cycle. No. Let me know, Mr. Official. Am I nitpicking?
Well, let's welcome these two fine young gentlemen to the brown table.
What's going on?
To the victory party. I have declared the PS4 the supreme victor this gen.
Wait. Hold on. Wait a minute.
I'm not finished yet. Hold on. Let me quantify that.
Don't start your shit.
We got my man Randy Thor, the man with the million, saying that he don't think Xbox is going to ever win an NPD again. This is 4 months after he said that. Shout out to Rand. I'm just kidding, ribbing him here. He said that. He said the hell with it. Xbox was going to win NPD in November. He's gone from that to never going to win again. We've got grown men crying about soccer called Rocket League when it was on the PlayStation, but they were jumping, doing that Snoopy dance. Now that
they was calling that shit soccer cars, bro. They was hating hard.
We've got grown men, ragging on Hellblade, calling it a walking simulator. And bug-eyed girl. Now they're doing the Snoopy dance. Buttery Snoopy. Let's make that out. They're being buttery now that it's possibly coming to the Xbox, which everybody knew it was in the first place. We got grown men saying, quote, I feel some type of way and I don't feel special. So what's next? A lunchbox and skinny jeans? For these
well, let me first of all say this. J Bar, you know this. All right. I never cared about sales ever.
Cycle, don't start your shit ever. Now.
I never cared about sales ever. We even had discussions about it. I said, look, why the fuck are we talking about sales? We gamers. Like, why are we talking about the sales of these consoles? First of all, so I don't care about none of that shit. But on a second note, how you gonna be the messiah of Xbox and having a victory party for PlayStation? Come on, man. Come on, brother.
As Messiah, I deal in absolutes. And the absolute truth. Well, the absolute truth is that Xbox this generation has been garbage. Look, I've got an Xbox.
You the Messiah, though. You the Messiah. You can't be doing that.
Man. And I can't tell a lie. So,
if I'm the coach of the Philadelphia 76ers, I can't be celebrating we getting our ass whipped by the Cleveland Cavaliers. Come on now.
Well, sometimes you just tip, but can you tip your hat and say, yeah, they better? Yeah, you can do that,
You can do that. But you can't have no damn victory party.
Now, I'm just messing with you, man. What I said, I've had more stuff. You got grown ass men who bought the PlayStation for saying they're showing you all games 2-3 years out. Now they're begging. Let me make this clear: they are begging Microsoft to do the same thing. Not a little bit. They want the same thing. And on top of that,
that's the thing too. That's a huge difference between myself and those guys. Is I only want give me a 6 month window. I don't need to know what game is coming out 4 or 5 years from now. I really don't. And
I understand that.
My whole thought process has been consistent since the very beginning of this generation. I've always said the same thing. I've always wanted the bigger games. I've always wanted the bigger AAA games. I really don't care for indies. I'll play them. I'll enjoy them. But I don't think they need to be on the forefront of your console.
Witcher 3 is an indie?
You know what I'm talking about.
Witcher 3 is definitely an indie, bro.
No. You know what I'm talking about when I say an indie game. Let's not play this game.
But it's an indie though.
Like the whole little Ori like the Ori type games, those kind of games. I mean,
Okay.
I'm talking about games that push the
Are small
hardware.
in
That's what I'm
scale.
talking about.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm talking about games that push the hardware. That's what I like. You know what I'm saying? The God of Wars.
What's your
You know what I'm
push
saying? Like,
hardware though?
again, I'm not really into the little indie games like that. I don't think they
But you said push hardware.
You know what
I'm
I'm
just
talking.
letting you know, bro.
You know what
I
I'm
know what you're
talking
talking about. I'm fucking with you.
Okay.
I'm
Well,
fucking
I'll
with
play the
you.
little game here. But yeah, we got new systems in there. I was very big on fucking Sunset Overdrive, Quantum Break, and shit like that. It was pushing games like that out in the beginning. So that's why I was more so about what Xbox was doing. Halfway through the generation, now PlayStation is pushing out the bigger games, the big high games. Now I got called a fanboy back then for liking what I like, and now you know what I'm saying. I'm more into what Sony's doing because they're giving me what I want as a gamer. The big AAA game. I can't fuck with Sea of Thieves like that. I play it when a bunch of people are in there playing it, I guess, but I'm not checking for that game because that's not something I don't like that. Like I'm not good on that. You know what I'm saying? Like the game is fun, I guess, if you're playing with your friends and stuff like that. But I'm looking at it like, what the like? I can't get jiggy with it. I just can't because that's not something that. And that's the thing. I also go ahead. Like I just don't. I don't understand the and no, I'm not knocking anybody that likes that stuff, but I'm just not a fan of that kind of thing. The whole Fortnite, I don't understand that. I don't understand the PUBG thing. I don't the Fortpub whatever. I don't understand you know what I'm saying? I just don't. That's just not the kind of gamer I am. I like the big AAA, the big fucking like I said, Quantum Break, the big fucking what's it? God of War that's coming out. You know what I'm saying? The Uncharted. I like that kind of stuff. That's what I like.
Well, what would you like? You bought the X, right? You have an X?
I got the X, yeah.
Okay. What did you expect when you bought the X?
What I expect?
I'm asking like all Xbox guys.
I expected better graphics, and that's what we've gotten. Better, not just resolution, better graphics in certain situations. There's a higher graphical fidelity in the X as opposed to my other one, my first generation Xbox. So that's the reason why I upgraded. And on top of that, I also like, I want to keep up on the technology.
And you don't think they've delivered so far? What do you think?
Okay, you cut out. I don't think it's what?
Oh, all right. Do you think they've delivered so far? Microsoft?
Well, they delivered on what I want out of the console. Yeah, I mean, and again, I spent $150 on my X, so it's not like I went out and paid $500 for.
Oh, you must have traded your joint in, huh?
Yeah.
Oh man.
So yeah, and I didn't even pay for that. I didn't even pay for my S. So somebody gave that to me. So I didn't lose out on anything. But I feel like they did a good job with the console. It's a good box. It's quiet. It's giving you better graphical fidelity, and it's also future proofing. So I'm good on it. I'm not complaining about nothing that I have. I just like what I like. And I said this a long. Some of y'all know Wingy Gaming, and we used to have a podcast. I told him, I was like, look, people mad at me right now. They call me a fanboy right now because of what I like. And I guarantee you, once Sony start putting out those games, and I start talking about what Sony's delivering, you know what I'm saying? They gonna call me a flip flopper or call me whatever they want to call me. And that's happening right now. Exactly what I said is happening right now. I just like what I like, and that's just what it is. It ain't about being an Xbox fanboy, PlayStation fanboy, or whatever it is. I just like what I like.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, we're all grown-ass men. It's all right to like what we like. Jabari, let me ask you, what game, if you could only get one game this year, what game would it be out of all the Sony? You got Ni no Kuni, so that's there. Can't count that one. So out of the games that Sony's coming out with, if you could only get one, what would you get? And Mr. Official, you jump in after him. Jay Bar. Jay, what are you doing? Ripping off the headboard? All right, Mr. Official, go ahead and answer that, brother.
Oh, my bad.
I put him to sleep.
I was on the phone. My bad. But what was the question?
Oh, God. Oh, yeah. All right, if you could only buy one PlayStation game this year, said Ni no Kuni 2, because you got that, what would you buy? If you just could only get one out of all the games that are coming out.
Oh, Spider-Man, for sure.
Spider-Man, all right. Mr. Official, what do you think?
I'm a huge Spider-Man fan. you know, I know Kev usually say this a lot, but you know, Marvel is life. I do love Marvel a lot, and I think Spider-Man is gonna hit the nail on the coffin. If this is our victory lap, I don't know what Spider-Man hits. I don't know what we gonna do because it's gonna be crazy, man. But all right, my bad.
No, that's fine. Yeah, for me, it's Detroit Become Human. So, Psycho, what about you, brother? And in what game would you like?
Definitely God of War. God of War for sure.
God of War, okay. Well, what we just demonstrated for the people in the chat is what makes the PlayStation the number one console. We each named 3 different games.
Well, I didn't name anything. I didn't name anything. I got passed on by.
Go ahead. Official. Go ahead.
Nah. It'll definitely be Spider-Man though, man. I'm about that Marvel life, bro. So I'm a Marvel fanboy more so than a Sony fanboy.
Now I will say this: when the PlayStation 4 first came out, that shit was garbage. I'm gonna say that right now.
Crazy.
Nah, you crazy, bro. You tweaking.
When it first came out.
We
can call Xbox garbage now. All right. But when that PlayStation 4 first came out with Killzone and Knack and all the bunch of indies and shit like that, that shit was garbage. And I just don't like the hypocrisy.
I mean, that's your opinion, but you wrong. You wrong as fuck.
It's my opinion. How am I wrong?
What is the hypocrisy though?
What you mean? You just said I'm being a hypocrite, right? Did you say that?
You said you didn't like the hypocrisy.
Oh, I like the hypocrisy because when Xbox was pushing out the games, the AAA games that everybody talking about, everybody was talking about resolution. Resolution was the topic, the hot topic for discussion.
What AAA games Xbox? I'm about to break this down. What AAA games were Xbox?
I mentioned them already. They put out Sunset.
You say Xbox as far as.
No, I'm talking about the games that were on their console. Let's not. We're not gonna do that. I'm talking about the games that was on their console.
I was about to shut it down.
Talking about launch.
I'm not. The what?
The only thing that was dope to me when I had my Xbox One at launch was Dead Rising 4.
I mean, it was Dead Rising 4. There was and I didn't even launch. It was also 2014 as well.
Forza 5.
You got
I don't care about
5. You had Dead Rising. You had
what was a launch thing?
You had
Killer Instinct was dope.
Rise, and you had Rise.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, you had Sunset Overdrive, which came out. And then
did you say Rise twice?
I said Rise once.
But now, wait a minute. Wasn't Forza 5 at launch? That was 1080p, 60 frames per second.
It was.
So, yeah. So I don't know why people, and I don't know what Rise is. Rise, I mean, I've seen that game.
It's 900p.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I'm about to say. I mean, that game looks great. It's kind of like the Order 1886 was like 838p, but still, still look fantastic.
And back to the hypocrisy of what I was talking about was when I don't know if you guys remember this, but when Rise was talked about or shown, people were saying, "Oh, it's just a QTE fest, and it's just QTEs, and it ain't 1080p. It's only 900p." If you look online, you will see dozens of articles after article after article about.
No, you're right. Yeah.
Exactly. So this is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about hypocrisy.
Yeah. So now,
that was just part of.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait just a minute. We are joined by the man of the hour, the man who just moved to Germany, serving this great nation. Morton Rock 77, the man who's got a bolo out on him for breaking all these Xbox jaws. So, Morton Rock, what's happening, my brother? What's happening?
What's going on, everybody? You know what I'm saying? I figure I head out to Germany because you, Jay Bari, you guys holding down the West. So now, you know what I'm saying? I heard, all our fellow PlayStationers out in Europe, they needed a voice. We got my man Fox up in the UK. So I figured we go inland and set up a fort here. You know what I'm saying? Little by little, we're gonna conquer the world. You know what I'm saying? I know. You know what I'm saying? I know my man Cycle is getting, he's getting perturbed right now. But we not getting no. We give Xbox no break. We squeezing the life out of that console. We're gonna
do what you do.
What's up, everybody? I want to say this with Cycle. I want to say this with Cycle real quick, Porter Rock. Everybody keeps having this notion that PlayStation didn't have games the first couple of years. It's complete utter bullshit.
Bro. I be hearing that shit all the time. And
hold on.
Even AAA games. Even AAA
games. Let me do this, man. The dudes that said we had no games are now hyping Super Lucky's Tales and Voodoo.
Exactly.
Like we can't win for nothing, bro.
Those dudes
You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
not hyping no Super Lucky's Tale. I don't give a fuck about that game.
Nah. You all
Super Lucky's Tales, whatever it is, Sea of Thieves. I can't get jiggy with that shit.
You just listed a whole bunch of Xbox games, right? Just being objective, wrong or right, right?
No, I'm just saying.
I'm saying
the
games that you listed in 2013, 2014, you were being very objective when you listed those games, right?
I mean, I'm just saying what I like as a consumer. What I like what Microsoft was giving me more than what Sony was giving me.
See, that's a completely different statement that you said earlier.
Rise, man, stop it, bro.
What?
No.
Rise was the shit. Rise was the shit.
Let me say this.
I was right there with y'all saying Rise was the shit.
That doesn't.
Y'all was having a Resogun.
I personally like Rise. I like Rise. I thought Rise was cool.
It doesn't change the fact that the games weren't there. The games were there at launch. But look, Microsoft's games at launch 13, Titanfall, that was in their launch window.
That was not bad. That was a good one.
Yeah, Killer Instinct, Forza 5. Was all in
I like Titanfall. I like Titanfall.
Hold on. Hey, shout out. We got 99 people watching. Hit the like button. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I brought the crew with me, bro. Listen, I brought the crew with me.
I seen you got like 100 and something people watching.
Yo, Craig, I brought the crew. I brought the crew. I'm like, listen. I'm like, I told people, let's head out to Craig's corner, man. Let's go chill out there. We here, bro.
Yo, can we really say that Titanfall was a good game?
Yes.
No. You listen to what I'm saying. There's a difference. If your opinion is that it was garbage fine, but it was still in their launch window. There's a difference in something being in the launch window. Like one of my favorite games that Sony put out was the Second Son.
Oh, that's one of my favorites.
That's the classic, baby.
Second Son was nice. Second Son was nice.
Right, but Jay, that didn't launch day on day. That was just in their launch window.
Mm-hmm. That was the same month. That was the same month as Titanfall, and it did better than Titanfall.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm putting it in the launch window. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So what Cycle's saying is that they had more. They did. Let's keep it 100. I'm the Messiah here. Let's keep it 100%.
And this is the thing too, y'all. Like.
The Sony did, the PlayStation did. With that said, now it's trash. I mean, I'm telling you right now, I'm playing the game in 2012. You know, I'm playing.
Their exclusive lineup is garbage in my opinion.
You know what? You can't even use it as like a proper argument now. Like, oh, Xbox had more games in the beginning of the generation.
It's not an argument.
It's now.
Y'all are. You know what pisses me off? Y'all like for y'all to be coming from like PlayStation or as many of y'all claim, y'all say, oh, I started off with PlayStation and things like that. You should already know the deal when it comes to the generation for PlayStation. They already started off slow, but when they get the ball rolling, the games just keep coming. So I don't even understand the reason for folks complaining in the first place.
Let me tell you this real quick. Like, that is not an excuse. That is not an excuse.
Bro, this been happening since PlayStation 1.
That's fine, but it's still not an excuse.
Yeah,
it's been happening. They start off slow. They start off slow with their games and stuff like, or their big games start off slow and all that kind of shit. I hate that. I never liked that.
I mean, that's cool and all, but at the end of the day, PlayStation always winning the generation.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I know we don't like it, but the reason why is a company has to make a decision, right? Maybe we realistically know that Sony's restructuring to ensure their first party output is on point. Now, here's the reality. The reason why PlayStation, the games come out later is because they support their platform to the end. Because like you said, if you if you make a let's say if you release a console, let's say if we were to release a console, right? Let's say all of us have a console out right now. Let's say it came out in 2013. Let's call it the Messiah box. You know, and our Messiah box is killing everything. We're already at 150 million consoles sold, 2 billion games sold. Like fucking 180, you know, we just beasting the industry. We got Messiah fans just talking shit about everybody, right? When we release our next box, right? Let's say we're gonna release the next successor to the Messiah box in 2020. We're gonna have to make a decision, all right? Because we can't do two things at the same time. We cannot keep supporting the Messiah box all the way out in 2020, yet at the same time have big blockbuster exclusives in 2020 for the new box. Because our developers can only do so much. So what do? Do we cut exclusives out now so that way the next 2 years our Messiah box is dry? But when the new Messiah Box 2 comes out, it has exclusives day one? Or do we keep supporting the Messiah Box with our exclusives, take advantage of the huge fan base we created, which brings more money in our pocket, and then when the new Messiah Box comes out, we let the multiplats and the power and all these shits build up. But once the gamer starts feeling kind of some type of way, like, yo, this Messiah Box 2 don't have a lot of games. What the fuck? You need to come out. Bam! Games. And that shit goes all the way. Bro, the truth, let me tell you something. When the PlayStation 4 came out, right? The first thing people were doing, like, oh, this shit has no games. Man, the PS3 was dope. It had all the games. I'm like, bro,
No,
I was there when that shit launched. Bro.
No, it didn't.
People were paying.
The PS3 was dry.
People were not paying $600 for Hellblade. I mean, not Hellblade, Heavenly Sword and Storm. I was there. That shit was dry for 3 years.
You are 100% right. All right, you are 100% right, and that all makes sense from a business standpoint. But me as a consumer, I just want to play what I want to play on my new box, right? As a consumer, when I bought these 2 consoles day one, and I'm looking at the games that are being offered, Xbox was killing it. So that's why I was on YouTube saying Xbox is killing it right now. Sony's being slow because that's what they do. That's just what they do. But me as a gamer, as a consumer, I want my games now. I don't give a fuck about the old system no more because I bought the new system.
So you rather have the games now than during the
rest of the
generation it trickled down.
That's the thing. I've been gaming for a long time. So that's the reason why I bought both of them, because I know what Sony's going to do and I know what Xbox is going to do.
So the first half Xbox, second half PlayStation.
Indeed. I have no problem with that.
That's a smart play though. You can't hate that. That's a smart play. That way you're not feeling a drought at any point. You just moved on to the other platform.
Exactly.
Now, Porter Rock, stop being nice, Porter Rock.
No, that's what I was telling you.
PlayStation all around. I don't know what second game was talking about here.
Okay. All right.
Let's keep it real here.
Do your thing.
Keep it real here. I'm lining up the games. I'm listing the games. I'm looking at an objective list here. And to be honest, Microsoft came out a little bit more bigger games in the beginning of the year. But if you look at it, if you look at it objectively, as far as exclusives coming out throughout, let's look 2013, 2014, 2015, PlayStation had more games coming out. Third party, second party, first party.
They may not be big though, but
they might not be bigger. Microsoft had less games coming out. Microsoft, everybody does want to praise and uphold Microsoft games, but don't buy it. You know what I mean?
Thing, though, Porter Rock. I mean, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to call you Porter Rock, but Jay Barry, look. But I bought a PlayStation 4, right? And everybody's talking about, oh, you got to play that fucking Resogun. Like, I can't.
That was a great game.
I can't do that.
Resogun was dope. Like, that was actually one of my first PlayStation Platinums.
Resogun was good for what it was. But when I'm buying a new system, a brand new system into a new generation, I want to see that console get pushed to its fucking max. I want to see that.
Resogun was a small title, but it was doing something that other games was doing, where they brought this whole voxels thing. And remember, everybody into pixels and shit.
That shit was like Stardust. It was like Stardust. That was a PS3.
It was an upgraded Stardust.
Yo, PS3 was so dry. I was playing Stardust like almost all the time, bro. Shit was bad.
I had that shit on 3D.
Stardust 3D trying.
I mastered the shit out of that game, bro. I was like, oh shit.
Porter Rock, when did Resistance come out on PS3?
It was
launch. It was a launch game. It was a launch.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what was the game?
Was good.
It was. The problem is, here's the thing. PS3. I'm sorry to interrupt, but PS3 and Xbox One both had the same problem. Because of the price that launched with the console, you can't sell games like Rise, D4, Resistance, Heavenly Sword. Those aren't $600, $500 selling games. That's not it. If you're gonna sell a $600 console, you gotta have Uncharted and God of War day one. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna sell Xbox One or the next Xbox for $500, you gotta have a Halo day one. You cannot give us D5 and Scream Ride. That's not it.
Very true.
That ain't what happened. That ain't what happened.
But that's the thing. Those games don't reflect the price of the console. Like a $600 PS3, and you're giving me Resistance and MotorStorm. What is you doing? You better have Metal Gear Solid 4 day one.
Yeah. I don't disagree with that.
And that's the problem Xbox One had too. Besides the issue of that shitty ass unveiling, then the DRM. Now you want to sell us $500 box and you give us Rise? Like that ain't it. Sure, Rise would have been better 4 years later for $30 on a $200 Xbox. I guarantee Rise will not have the criticism it did. But you tried to sell Rise for $500.
There was just so much negative stuff around the box. And on top of that, it was overpriced, all that kind of stuff too. I mean, the PlayStation was cheaper. That's what it was. The PlayStation was just cheap. I mean, for me, I looked at it like this: it's coming with the Kinect. And I know nobody cares about Kinect. I understand, but for me, like
Microsoft don't even care about Kinect.
It was the Xbox, and it came
folks are trying to justify that $500 because of that Kinect too.
Yo,
that's why it was extra $100 though. That's the reason why it was extra.
I knew.
The devs know that everybody is going to have a Kinect, so they know the install base for the Kinect is going to be amazing.
When dudes in December bought this shit for Christmas, right? And dudes, I'm like, yo, why you spend $500? Be like, yo, I'm Skyping with my family. When I heard that reason, I'm like, I'm done. This shit's over. Like, bro, I Skype with my family on my phone. Like, what are you doing? Like, what?
Well, look,
is Skype even still available on the X1? I forget.
I don't even know.
Well, look, Microsoft got caught because when their system was being designed, smart TVs were insanely expensive. So they were trying to get you to buy a 720p TV with a smart device. Yeah. They could not see. That was Sony's secret weapon. And Sony's secret weapon was that they make television, and they knew that 1080p smart TVs were going to start coming down exponentially in price. They knew that. Microsoft did not. So Sony designed their system, and they still had smart features, but they didn't say shit about them. I mean, they did not say anything about them at E3. Not at E3. Maybe they talked about them at CES or something like that. But at E3, I just thought that Microsoft coming out at half a stack and another console was giving you a like experience for $100 less. That was the end of the road. No, shout out to Boys to Men. It was over. It didn't matter what you
But that's the thing, though. Microsoft was trying, though, and I think I talked to you about this, Craig. But I talked to somebody at Microsoft, and I asked him about it, and he said it was exactly what I thought it was. And before their 2013 E3, or before they reveal or whatever, when you look at the previous years, they kept having Usher on stage and all that bullshit and all the talk about all that bullshit, right? And so what I was told was they listened to the feedback, and they heard so much about having people on the stage and all that kind of shit, that they wanted to push all the features out of the way of E3. That's the reason why they announced all the TV shit before E3 at an unveiling. So they announced the TV shit and a couple of games or whatever, and they let you know everything the system was going to do, so that at E3 they can get rid of that criticism of them not talking about games.
Yeah.
And so that's the reason why they had all that.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why they had all the bullshit at the showing. They even showed their console. They showed like 4 or 5 games or whatever it was, Call of Duty and some other shit, and then they showed you every single feature. And then at E3 was nothing but games. Like, it was all games at their E3 because they wanted to listen to the feedback and do it that way. But it gets backfired on them. Their whole situation backfired, and they also didn't explain shit right. They fucked up.
They had that hubris too, man. I remember it being a statement from Don Matrix talking about he's gonna kill Sony that year. And my, how that shit blew up in his face.
Dang.
Yeah, well, Sony pulled a Miss Marvel and threw that shit right back at it. Hey, Porter Rock, let me ask you, because you mentioned this on your podcast. You brought up a good point. How the Xbox community, how they've gone with this misdirection, and how they've changed their narrative to making damage control excuses now. Like I didn't realize that they were having conversations on how to damage control. What's your opinion on that?
Who's doing this?
So I'm gonna tell you, Zaire did it, but here's the thing. So Zaire, here's the thing. This is what's funny, bro. Some dudes cannot see Zaire for like the entertainer he is. He's just doing this shit to bug out. But other dudes, they're taking his thing of entertainment, but they're actually doing it for real. Like, they're actually trying to pass it off as factual information. Like, this is what like Zaire's writing a Star Wars book, and people are taking that Star Wars book and teaching it in school as history. Like, no, like it's fiction, it's fake. Like, don't go to class and try to actually teach people. Like, don't try to teach people the Elvish language. It's not real. It's fake.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't
no,
know, man.
you're not gonna get a college degree from this. Like, But anyway, so
in my opinion, I think they started off serious and then they just started. You know what I'm saying?
so here's the thing. So Xbox dudes, y'all created animals that you can't control no more. Like,
Yep.
let's not pretend that the start of generation Xbox dudes were all about their exclusives, because some of you honestly thought Sony was broke and where they like we wouldn't be getting the God of War.
They were going bankrupt.
Sony be gone by 2017, 2016. Remember that shit? I ain't forget.
Broke,
junk bond status. You're selling buildings. You no longer like somehow Kaz Hirai saying, "Yo, this computer division is not doing anything, so we're gonna sell it." As if that decision had anything to do with PlayStation. Somehow you correlated, the community correlated that, right? So people assumed Sony's not going to make games. It's only going to do third-party deals. They only stick with third-party and indies because you're not going to get the God of War. You're not going to get new IPs. You're not going to get new AAA budgets because they can't afford it. And then when news came out of PSVR, too expensive. They're broke. Or you're going to get Gaikai server. Yep, they spent $400 million. They're broke. You're not going to get it.
No,
now Sony flipped the script. Right, hold up. Sony flipped the script. You see all these big IPs, so you can't use that narrative no more. So that animal bit y'all in the face because you're like, wait a minute, holy shit, the fuck is Sony doing? All right, so let's do this. The power narrative. Sony PlayStation used it. Sony gamers used it. So now we're gonna use it. We're gonna use it. This is our shit now. Xbox One X.
That's
Scorpio. That's our shit.
That's a part of it. That's a part of the
hypocrisy. It's the problem that I try to tell you guys. When Sony hyped power, it was the cheaper console. See, when I try to tell you guys, it makes sense for a more expensive console to be more powerful. That's actually normal. That's routine. When you have a cheaper console that's more powerful, that's an issue. People will be like, imagine if BMW was cheaper than a Toyota. People will be like, wait a minute. Wait, something, Mercedes being more expensive than Toyota, that makes sense. Mercedes being cheaper than Toyota? Okay, that don't make sense. Something's wrong. The force, something's wrong with the force. Like something's completely wrong. I knew this Xbox One X was not going to chart fire and take over because a $500 console being more powerful than a $400 or $250 consoles, that's normal. That's expected. No one's going to have issues with that. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Then on top of that, you've got the most powerful console in the world, and Microsoft is pushing games that look like Sea of Thieves. That's a problem. I'm not knocking Sea of Thieves. To each their own. But you have to know what titles to put in the time period of the console you're releasing. If you're hyping power, then your first party needs to push games that take advantage of that power. You have to push the games that be like, holy shit, do you see that game? Along with that console. And I'm not saying launch. I'm not one of those dudes like, oh, you launch with shit. I'm not saying that. But within the first year, your first couple of projects have to take advantage of this power, 4K textures and all that. See if these ain't it. Crackdown ain't it.
You think they made a mistake?
Can I tell you? Go ahead.
What's up?
I was gonna say, do you think they made a mistake? I was gonna say, do you think they made a mistake by thinking that third-party developers are going to push all that stuff, Porter Rock? Like when I tried to tell the multiplayer podcast that when I pulled out my Luke Skywalker and said this is not going to go the way you think.
Look, what happened? Say that again. Say that again. I'm sorry, I cut out.
Do you think that there were some people in the Xbox community that thought that the third-party developers were going to pull out all the stops?
Yeah, they thought that. Listen. I understand developers.
They thought it was going to be a flip.
They thought. I understand the thought of developers want to make the best games possible. But you know what developers want even more? They want to get paid.
Money.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? They got houses. They got bills. This is not a charity. They got houses. They got bills. They drive cars. Their kids go to college. They have college tuitions they have to pay back. They got all the shit we go through. They're not going to abandon a platform with 70 million gamers simply because you provide them 6 teraflops. It is what it is.
Can I address something that you said for a second?
Go ahead, bro.
Now let me address this real quick. All right, let y'all know what really happened. Now what you're saying is half right and half wrong. But I'm gonna go ahead and just knock it down real quick and tell you what really happened. So what's going on is at the end of the generation, 360 is going to their investors. Well, Microsoft is going to their investors and saying, hey, we've generated this amount of revenue. Just stay with me on this. They say, we generate this amount of revenue. Can you give us this so we can have games and so we can have this and so we can have that? Okay. So the investors give them that money. And that's the reason why you have these investments as far as their games are concerned. You have the game that came out strong with all the games in the beginning, right? Sony, on the other hand, they were not broke, but they were in trouble. Okay. So what they did was they consolidated their income. Now, Sony is, I would say, I don't know the exact number, but I would say they're about 80% PlayStation. All right. Microsoft is Windows and all that shit. All right. So Sony pretty much put all their resources in PlayStation because that's where their revenue stream was coming from. And so in the beginning, that's why they didn't have as many. I don't think that's the reason why they didn't have as much revenue or much money to invest in these games at first. Once they consolidated all the buildings being sold and people getting laid off and all that kind of shit, now they have money to invest in their system. And on top of that, it's selling well because
I don't agree with that.
Hold on.
I don't agree. I know.
Hold on.
Yeah,
let him finish.
So they did well with their marketing. So they're looking. So they come back and look at the numbers. Okay, we have revenue here. The system is doing well. It's selling this amount of money. Can we invest here? So they take that budget and put it towards the games and shit like that. Microsoft, on the other hand, they're losing revenue because their games aren't selling. Their system isn't selling. They lose less. They lose more money from the investors. So they're not getting their return. So they can't make another Rise or another whatever AAA type game right now because their investors don't trust them because they're not bringing the money back. You know what I'm saying? If Rise would have sold, if those beginning games would have sold well, you best believe they would have a Rise 2 and there'll be other shit coming in because they sold well in the beginning, but they didn't.
So can I address that? Can I address that point? Let's look at facts. All right.
Okay.
let's take Horizon Zero Dawn, right?
Yep.
Horizon Zero Dawn was a 6-year project. The game came out in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
So when did it start development? If it's a 6-year, do the math. It's 2011.
Exactly. Killzone.
Right?
When did Killzone 3 come out?
No, listen. So 2011, they started development on Horizon Zero Dawn with a new engine, which is a Decima. So not only did they make a new game, they were getting funding for a new engine, right? That's that game.
Don't forget they were also making Shadowfall.
Yeah, and at the same time Shadowfall, which came out during the launch period, right?
Okay.
Let's look at Uncharted 4. Came out in 2016. Let's assume it took at least 4 years.
Okay.
That means it started in 2012.
Okay.
Let's look at God of War, right? It's coming out this year. Let's assume, let's say they did it in 5 years, right? That means the game started development in 2013.
Well,
right?
we're assuming. You just said you're assuming. You can't.
Okay, so all right. I'll say this: they didn't do it in 2 years. I could guarantee that.
When the last God of War came out?
At least the last God of War came out in 2011. Let's assume 4 years. I think reasonably, we'll say 3 years. Fuck it, right? So 3 years. So we'll say 2015. But I don't think it's 3 years. Around the world. All right. Okay. Look at Spider-Man. Spider-Man was announced in 2016. So you got to assume it was already started development in 2015 at least. That's what I'm saying.
By who?
A lot of games.
Days gone.
Days that are 4, 5, 6 years. They all began in 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014. During the periods of when people were saying Sony was broke, these games were greenlighted with funding. They were greenlighted. We just didn't see funding. It. Huh?
With funding.
Yo, Quarterback, you can't forget.
They could get them. Listen, they could get the money from the camera division. I don't care what.
You can't forget the Last Guardian as well. You can't forget that.
That shit's been since PS3.
Getting funded for like 8 years.
This all fits into what I'm telling y'all. Like you can start a game, you can start building something, and it can get canceled if you don't have the funding for it. If you don't have the funding to finish it, you can start a house 10 years ago and you not be able to finish it because you don't have the funding.
But in order to start the house, you still need money from the government.
You need something. You need something.
So they had
to get it started.
They had it. The only difference is all these games that we're hyping up, they were already in development. We just didn't know about it. It's kind of like how I feel about Xbox now. A lot of people are worried about Xbox, and I'm hoping that games are in development We just don't know, and we won't see it for another 2, 3, 4 years.
And trust me,
I just
wait,
learned.
Real quick. Trust me. Now, these games that are in development right now for Xbox, quote unquote. If Xbox goes in the tank right now, those games will be canceled. They're gonna have to make some. They're gonna have to make some decisions. If they don't find some way to get funding or to continue supporting these games that are being developed, they're gonna get fucking canceled.
Okay, I agree.
Yo, can I play a snippet real quick?
Go ahead.
Yeah, play away.
I'm just gonna play a quick little snippet. My bad. But this is the notion that's going on now for Xbox gamers.
Man, 117 watching right now. Hit the like button.
Yeah, hit that like button for the black man in the green chair.
This
like button and a few subscriptions. God damn it!
This is the notion that's going on right now. I'm gonna play this.
Oh, gotta hear this.
To work on something else, so they're ramping up. Big Microsoft is out there cutting deals because they need content for Game Pass. So rumor has it that they're trying to get these companies to crank out some games. So we don't know everything that's going on, but they are working on it, and that's why I think if you're upset right now, you'll continue to be upset. If you don't like Sea of Thieves, Crackdown, State of Decay, Forza Horizon this year, I think you're crazy because those are fucking hot games.
Right.
But there's nothing that they're going to announce today or tomorrow that's going to be ready to appease you in the next year or year and a half. I'm sorry.
Oh my god! I'm gonna stop right there before I get to the Decay negatives. That is an Xbox right now. That nothing they can announce today or tomorrow would appease you for the next year and a half. That is crazy.
Damn,
man.
Yeah. Well, let me ask Psycho about crossplay because you're a big proponent of it. What is Sony?
You gonna put words in my mouth? Go ahead.
Well, I mean, you would like to see crossplay. I mean, am I being accurate?
I don't understand why it won't happen.
Okay, well, that's what I'm going to give you a hypothetical. What if the new president of PlayStation walks out on stage, E3, and says, we will open up crossplay, but we want to do it with Microsoft, and we want to do Halo and Gears. So can we please have those games on our platform? We open it up to crossplay. Do you support that?
That's on Microsoft. Like I
know, but would you support it? I'm asking you as a consumer, would you support it?
Would I support it? I mean, I would play the game. I mean, I wouldn't go out doing petitions for it. I would support it. But my thing is this: if I have Street Fighter on my Xbox and you have Street Fighter on PlayStation, it ain't on Xbox. We know. But let's say Mortal Kombat. If I got it on Xbox and you got it on PlayStation, why not? You know what I'm saying? What's the issue with us being able to play together? Why would you block that?
I'm just asking. I'm just asking for those two games because I for one, I'm always the man with the gold makes the rules, and Sony has sold a gazillion consoles, and they get to dictate what the hell's going on. But that's me. I'm old school.
If I'm Microsoft, I probably wouldn't do it. But if I wanted to do it, I would say, okay, would you give us Uncharted and whatever, something else?
I would say no. You want crossplay? This is what we're going to do.
We already know why PlayStation is not doing crossplay. Phil Spencer came out and told people doing crossplay, you're going to have to log into these Xbox Live stuff. That's how they want to do the crossplay. Run everything on Microsoft servers. That's not going to.
Is Nintendo doing that?
Yeah, with Minecraft.
They
Minecraft. I don't know about the other stuff.
Minecraft. So like
with Rocket League said they're manning the servers. So they're personally taking on the servers, but other games that's not doing that, Microsoft is going to be saying that they want to run those servers, and you got to log on to Xbox Live on a PS4. PlayStation is not happening.
Jay, if people who made Rocket League are saying we'll take care of the servers, you ain't got to worry about fucking with Microsoft, then
not
why
every
wouldn't
dev is
Sony
going to do that? Not every dev is going to do it.
Why not do it with Rocket League then? If that's the real reason.
I'm gonna tell you, this is my opinion, the real reason, and I think we all
know the real.
We all mentally know. Sony doesn't want people to go in and be like, "Man, my boys have PlayStation, but since we have crossplay, I can still get an Xbox." Nah, Sony's not hearing that. You want to play with your boys? You gotta get a PlayStation.
Exactly.
They don't want to lose. I mean, we could call it shitty. We could call it anti-consumer. I mean, you could call it all that, but I'm telling you, that's the real reason. The fact that your friends have PlayStation is a weapon, is a tool, is a way to compete, whatever you want to call it, to get more PlayStation in the hands of more people. That's a way to sell the console. Sony doesn't want a scenario where people could be like, yo, man, I gotta get a PlayStation because my boys have it. And then somebody goes, well, you really don't have to, because with crossplay, you could play those Xbox games and you could still play with your friends who play Call of Duty, yada yada. Oh, cool. So I'll get an Xbox. Nah, Sony's not trying to hear that.
It's like iMessage, and you know, when if you have an iPhone, you know, your iMessage is gonna come up blue, right? If somebody don't have an iPhone, they come up green. You look at that and like, oh, that's like
ugly green.
Hey, we're gonna put iMessage on Android. You know what I mean? That's not gonna pull people towards Apple because some people just want to see that text message in blue. They don't want to see that green text message.
Hold on, but iMessage is something that iOS developed though.
Yeah, as petty as crazy that is, yeah, that's pretty much it.
iOS is something that Microsoft, not like Microsoft, but Apple developed though. That's different. You know what I'm saying? But if somebody bought Fortnite on the Android and bought Fortnite on the iPhone, why couldn't they play together? I don't see the problem with that. You know what I'm saying? I don't see the issue.
Well, most of the Xbox guys, you guys game on Windows 10 anyway. You can cross-play on your PC. So you be.
I just think Sony doesn't want to give something.
They don't want to give Microsoft any edge.
Yeah, nothing.
PlayStation, they don't want to give Microsoft nothing because once Microsoft bought Skype, what they did to that Vita, get that joint out of here. We don't want that on Vita.
Which was weird. I was like, yo, these dudes are crazy. Here's the thing. The way Sony is looking at this generation and the way they're making decisions from the marketing. You seen the latest commercial? I even retweeted on Twitter. One of the comments was like, one of the points they made was where real treasures are found. That's not an accident that they put that in there.
Yeah.
Sony's going at Microsoft's throat. That's what Microsoft needs to do. Stop with this Dalai Lama.
I mean, they have done it before.
Phil Spencer, that he's preaching the Sermon on the Mount and telling people when you take one eye, give them the other.
Yeah, even that Infinity War trailer.
Come on, Smash. Sure. Sit your ass down.
You know the reason why he's doing that is because he wants his games or the Xbox app on everything, right? We already know that.
That's the
TV here in about another 36 months. So yeah, I'll be playing those games anyway. I'll just be playing it off of a TV and streaming. That's fine. I'm good.
Yo, this dude's coming like the Dalai Lama. He's out there like Martin Luther King, making sure everybody has a dream. Like, what are we doing? Like, just worry about your brand. Try to beat the shit out of Nintendo and Sony, and through competition, everybody benefits. Everybody will eventually benefit from that work.
It looks desperate, man. It looks desperate as hell.
Well, I mean, they are desperate. They are desperate.
It does. I'm not even trying to pull. I'm not even trying to like fanboy. It looks desperate. I see this man. People just randomly asking this guy, "Can Banjo-Kazooie be on Smash?" And this guy's like, "Sure, I'm with it." Like, yo, why don't you try to fight for that competitive platform or that?
What he said was, sure, if we can get something on Killer Instinct, and that's a good trade.
That's not what that.
He did say that.
Some random dude came in and said, "Hey, can we get Banjo-Kazooie in Smash?" And this dude said, "Sure, I would love that. I would love that." Why don't Microsoft come up with their own kind of like Smash game? Yeah, we don't know if it's gonna be successful or not, but that's the whole part of being in the business. You got to take those risks. You got to compete. PlayStation did it. It didn't do very well, but they still tried. They still try to get that whole market of that whole Smash genre on their platform. You know what I mean? Microsoft, they don't do none of that, and people recognize these things. That's why people's not gravitating to that platform right there, because they don't try to get that consumer. They don't try. They just want to go. They want to be like a. I was about to say a science firm, like a science term, like an amoeba. You know, amoeba. It just when it flows, when it's going through, it just soaks up everything through osmosis. So that's what they're just trying to soak up everything. Like
it's like Kirby.
I mean, what Microsoft is saying is, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, it's like that pink thing, Kirby. It just sucks up everything.
It is crazy, man. They got to compete for the consumer.
I still think Microsoft is trying to compete. I don't think they are. I think they're going all. And
what they're saying is, fuck all this console war shit. Let's get to the money.
It's not about console war. It's about you're in the business. You're in the console war. You're in the console market. We're not talking about the fanboys that's going to make the YouTube videos. You yourself is in a console war. You're creating 4 fucking Xboxes in the generation. You already in the war, brother.
No, but this, I mean, I understand what you're saying, right? But from a business standpoint, this ain't no damage code. This is keeping it real. Like, they're all in this business to make money. Sony's making their money the way they know how to make it, and Nintendo's making their money the way they make it. You know what I'm saying? And this is just, I guess, Microsoft's way of trying to make as much money as they can by spreading it out, I guess. I don't know, but that's just what I'm saying. They can't, like, this. Nintendo made this fucking handheld, and we call it a console, whatever. It's a fucking handheld. Nintendo made this handheld because that's what their consumers buy. They always buy their handhelds. They got out of the console market. They got out of the console market without people even noticing it, because that's where their niche is. That's where their niche is, and that's where their lane is. Sony is making it.
Stay in your lane.
Nobody knows anymore. It was shooters and online, but they lost that along the way. They lost it. So now they got to find whatever that niche is again, just to make more money, just to bring money in their pocket. And I guarantee you, Satya Nadella or whoever that the head guy is right now is telling him, look, we need to make money because right now this shit ain't selling. So how are we gonna make money?
Let's stop blaming Satya Nadella and let's start blaming Phil Spencer.
Well, who?
This man's
who's in charge?
Saying, where's the mature game? My man's telling the timeline. Who's creating this timeline? Phil Spencer is in charge of this timeline as far as when your games are coming out. Not Satya Nadella.
Everybody has a drought. Everybody has a drought. Everybody has a budget. Okay? And that happens with everybody. And like you said, we've all been gaming for a while, right? We've all noticed, and it's, again, another reason why I buy all the consoles is because I know that at some point, Nintendo's going to have a drought. At some point, Sony's going to have a drought. At some point, Sega's going to have a drought. So why not get them? So when these consoles have droughts, I still have games to play.
Nah. That's not a good. That's damage control for Microsoft.
It's not damage control for Microsoft.
Yeah,
it's just
you're
real.
You're trying to say because you have other games, Microsoft. You have other platforms. Microsoft is okay to have no games.
No. When Sony didn't have what I wanted as far as games are concerned, I went to Xbox because it had the games and Sony was having a drought. Sony admitted they were having a drought.
That's not good for Sony.
That's fine.
That's not good.
It's not good. It's not good. But as a consumer, it's okay for me because I'm going to play games no matter what. While Xbox is having their drought, While Xbox, I'll answer your question in a second. But while Xbox is having a drought right now, I'm playing the hell out of my PlayStation because Xbox is having a drought.
But that's not good for Xbox. That's what I'm saying.
It's not good for Xbox.
PlayStation 2014, they came out and said that their first-party studios this year is going to be sparse. Everybody took that as far as exclusive-wise. Everything is going to be sparse.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Okay. Because they had a lot of third-party games, especially in the Japanese side of 2015, that was dropping. But regardless or not, they came out and said that wasn't good for Sony as a perception-wise. I'm not going to be like, because I have an Xbox One, PlayStation can say that. Hell no. That's my preferred platform. Get it together. 2016, what happened? The games start coming out. 2017, the games start booming. 2018, the games is booming. You know what I mean? Yeah. You want to see progression. Everybody been saying this for Microsoft since 2016. Yo, it's okay. It's okay. Okay.
Wait till that's right.
Yo. Look, that's your thought process. All right. My thought process is these consoles aren't going anywhere. Xbox ain't going nowhere because they've made enough money to be able to. They're already talking about working on the next Xbox already. Sony ain't going nowhere. Nintendo ain't going nowhere. I already know this. So that's the reason why I don't care. Like fuck them. I mean, I want to play the games.
It's not about going anywhere. It's about competing. Okay. It's about competing. This shit is not fun no more without Microsoft competing.
Yeah, but they're no longer doing that.
You notice this? Are we seeing any like debates on YouTube?
No, because it's over. That's why I'm doing
the console war did.
Exactly.
I've been saying that though. There's no point.
What you talking about?
Nah, I'm talking about you can see like Porter Rock.
This ain't no debate. This is a preach.
Yeah, it's like Porter Rock versus this person. Jay Barry versus this person. The PlayStation Pony Nation versus the Xbox. We don't see that on here, okay? Because now they know Microsoft is not competing. They're not people that prefer Xbox. they feel like Microsoft is not really catering to them. They're not even like competing where they feel comfortable to be like, hey, I could go in a debate with a PlayStation fan in 20.
Well, no, I mean,
over,
This man worried about debates.
That's part of
fun. That's part of fun. I'm honest. It's getting bored. Yo, I haven't debated somebody since.
Well, debate me, motherfucker. Let's go.
It's getting bored. Nah, I can't debate you because you just told me it's okay that Microsoft ain't got no games and shit, but you got a PS4. That's what you just said. That's the
thing. I've been had one since day one.
Jabari, you and Porter Rock, y'all cleaned house. I mean, it's what's left to say. You all, especially Porter Rock, like I said, they got a bolo out for Porter Rock.
Porter Rock went too hard, man. Not these guys got no courage. These guys won't even debate. Nah, they running out of there.
Oh yeah, I mean, I would too.
You want to put them in a coffin?
I mean, what is there to debate? They got no. There's no games. I mean, what are they going to say? They're saying,
Zaire was like, because he couldn't get a debate thing going. He's like, man, you fucking up my money here, bro. Motherfuckers don't want to come on. I'm like, yo, motherfuckers. He was like, you fucking up with my money here, man. What's going on, bro?
You know, I'm gonna ask Kev a question real quick, Kev.
Go ahead.
Kev, you bought the Xbox. I remember Kev bought the Xbox One day one. And you got rid of your Xbox One. Do you miss that console since you got rid of it?
Nah.
Day one? You got rid of it?
Bro. Check my videos. I got rid of it after they canceled Scalebound.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Well, I was furious.
You telling me you don't miss that console since you got rid of it?
Nah. I didn't barely use it as is anyway.
Why you don't miss it?
Because it ain't had nothing worthwhile. Like it was literally a waste of $500.
Exactly.
It was a basic bitch. It was a basic
If
bitch.
somebody got rid of their PS4, I guarantee they're gonna be like, yo, you know what? I think I need to go pick that job.
I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real. I got rid of my PS4. I picked it back up though, but I got rid of it. I got rid of it because I'm not using this shit.
To be fair, I may pick up another X1, but that's gonna be determined on me picking it up on Black Friday based upon this E3. But I'm not buying it at the full price. I need a discount and some games bundled up with it to justify me getting the X1.
Can we all admit that this E3, out of all the consoles, is probably the most important for Xbox out of anything else?
Yo, we said that last year, Porter.
Oh man,
yeah, they did say
this is really the coffin right here.
No, I think this one is really the big one. I'm talking.
Yeah, it is. I don't think that the Xbox is going to disappoint this year either, though. No, to be honest with you, because they.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Hey, yo, we saying the same thing last year. Last year, everybody was like, "I'm not really excited for that PlayStation E3 because we know when they're coming."
Last year,
PlayStation E3 was trash though.
But Xbox, I love PlayStation E3 last year. I liked it better than Microsoft's. But Microsoft did have the X they announced. You know what I'm saying? Something to get people hyped up for, and they had the S. So they had something to hold you over, I guess, until this year.
Well, I'm not saying wait for E3. What I'm saying, Jay Barry, is like if they don't deliver this E3, it's over. Like there is no wait for E3 20 like that. Nah, it's over. It's done. Like scrap it. Start next gen. Release the new Xbox 2. Like just scrap this gen. It's over. It's a wrap. We're done. It's in the book.
You're upset right now. You'll continue to be upset if you don't like Sea of Thieves crackdowns. Horizon this year. I think you're crazy because those are fucking hot games. But there's nothing that they're going to announce today or tomorrow that's going to be ready to appease you in the next year or year and a half. I'm sorry. They're just not going to do it.
And that's a huge problem.
It's not going to do it.
Anybody else problem if you're saying that Xbox doesn't have
was it?
games on there. Because, I mean, look, I'm just saying, bro.
All right, Jay Mark, we get the point, man. We get the point,
man. Hey, man. I'm sorry. You couldn't do it at them little 30 seconds if y'all been enduring the drought for like so many years, man.
That was the Xbox. That was the Xbox of Xbox. My man's telling you guys there's nothing they can announce today or tomorrow that's going to appease you for the next year and a half. That is crazy to me.
That's you know what's crazy about it also is the fact that the diehard Xbox fan base is pretty much just y'all just gotta be complacent and y'all ain't got no say so in the matter. Like no matter how much you complain or
here's the thing. Look what they're doing now. Look what they're doing now. Barry's not the only one that got a video. Like listen to this.
What do you think about? What are you anticipating? What do you want to see Xbox bring to the table inside Xbox?
See, inside Xbox, I was fine with the way that it was.
Oh,
It
yeah.
wasn't going to be anything expansive. It wasn't going to be anything big. Like you and Mucha said, anyone who expected more out of that, that's a them issue. That's their perspective.
That's a you.
It's a you issue.
It's a you issue.
You
bro.
issue.
So
Oh, my
so
God.
if you didn't like the musical segment, that's a you problem, dog. What you talking about? That's you.
Yo, you gotta
so
continue.
bad.
You gotta continue that Porter right. Listen to contradiction when he tried to compare the Nintendo Direct, and look how he flip flops. Listen to this.
It's so bad that PlayStation guys are debating each other now, man.
Format back on the 360. Anyone who wanted more than that's your problem. They wanted it to be like Nintendo Direct. No, when Nintendo Direct does their stuff, they do 30 minutes of fluff and have one big announcement. That's what they do.
You hear that? He said they wanted to do it like a
not
Nintendo Direct. Then he said no, but when Nintendo Direct, like he tried to bash it right after he just compared it to wanting to be a Nintendo Direct. How you do that in less than a second? That is crazy.
Damn.
Yo, I'm telling you.
Damn.
Bro. Shit is bad. Shit is spooky out here, bro. So
That
it's
shit
our
is like
fault.
core, man.
So it's
Inside
our fault.
Xbox is core.
So that
Hey, but I want that.
20-minute musical thing, I guess we were supposed to like it.
Yo,
Yeah, but
I ain't even laughed that long, bro.
Yeah, I didn't last that long either.
I got a question here. Porter Rock, why do you think, I'm going to go right down the line with this. I've heard you all say this is the most important E3 for Xbox. Why, in your opinion, is this the most important one for them?
I mean, either way, honestly, I think that whatever happens, they're going to have some hope.
Okay.
They're gonna have some hope.
They're gonna have some hope, bro. It don't matter if it's gonna be bad or not. They're gonna be having hope. They're gonna be like, "Oh man, Xbox is back. X gonna give it to you." Just think. I'm telling you, bro. Even with State of Decay, they getting ready. They not already moved on from Sea of Thieves because they didn't cause so many L's and so much like criticism. So they worried about State of Decay now. And after that, if State of Decay, although I think it will do good. But if State of Decay doesn't by any chance like live up to the hype, they gonna move on to Crackdown when Crackdown is gonna come. I'm telling you, it's gonna be little bits and pieces of them being hopeful for the next big thing, which they hope that Xbox will catch on to other players. I'm telling you.
But now, what is State of Decay? What's the difference between that and Dying Light and friggin' Resident Evil? And
I think the
what's
co-op.
the difference? It's just a co-op?
No, co-op,
Okay.
and I think also like your character could permanently die, so it's a true survival. So like you can have your character for like a year, and one mistake, that's it. He's gone forever.
Oh, no, that is different. So
You-
they
you-
raised.
PUBG was
they-
zombie.
You know, I'm gonna have that Ethernet unplug real quick.
Yeah,
You best believe, because my character is gonna live forever.
That's a rage quit easy. Crazy. A year and then I die. What? Unplug.
Hey,
that's
Craig,
a
can you repeat that
different way
question
to
one more
play
time?
a game. That's different. Cycle. Do you think that this is the most
I'm sorry.
important E3 for Microsoft?
I think it's super duper important for them because if they can't at least give people what they say they want, then I just think they're gonna get crushed. I mean, this is.
I mean, they already been crushed, bro.
I mean, they've been
I mean,
crushed, but
it's-
it's not too late to get people back on board. You know what I'm saying? So if they can,
It is too
if
late.
they can deliver, it might be.
I don't know.
But yeah, this is probably the most important E3 of all of them for them.
Oh my!
Not next
God.
year, not any other year before this. This is the one. So,
Well, how are they going to top the greatest lineup in Xbox history that they had? Craig,
No, they can't even use that line no more. They use that shit
I
for 2
don't know.
years
they're
straight.
gonna use it again.
I didn't use that line at all, bro. Knowing that Xbox 2007, that was the greatest lineup.
Craig, you beat
The thing is, I honestly don't think that they know what they need to do anymore because they're so confused.
That's it,
They're
man.
confused.
Like they
They're
don't know
confused.
they don't know what to do. Like for example, like our big wow moment for PlayStation was, I mean, obviously we got the God of War, but when they showed Spider-Man and it was exclusive, we were like, how the fuck they pulled it off, right? And then 6 months later, they showed The Last of Us 2 at PSX 2016. That was our
That
wow
was
moment,
hype,
right?
PSX
That was
too,
our
man.
yeah. Recently, Nintendo, them Switch dudes, they had their wow moment. You know, when Nintendo flipped the script, you know, they showed, you know, them freaking Splatoon characters. So everybody thought, okay, the final news was Splatoon. But, you know, Nintendo finessed them. And actually, it was a Super Smash Bros. Brawl announcement. So they had their wow moment. What's Xbox wow moment? Like, I don't know.
16
backwards compatibility? Like, I don't remember a time this gen where motherfuckers were fainting over an Xbox game. Like,
well,
I
can
don't
tell you,
see
my
it.
Xbox ain't got it like that, bro.
I swear to God,
my
if you
moments.
rise, we're gonna eject you, man.
Look, I mean, you can say that, but look though, I know people tired of me going back, but when I saw Killer Instinct pop up, you know what I'm saying? I was like, oh shit! Like I was focused on the games while the industry and everybody else was focused on the resolution. I was always focused on the games. I even tweeted Phil Spencer. He responded to me to his credit. I said this way back in 2014, I think. I said, Phil, please do not get caught up in this resolution talk. Please keep delivering the games that you're delivering. I said, please, and he got caught up in it. He responded, was like, you know, we're not worried about it or whatever. I don't dictate resolution or whatever. But they give you the X. You know what I'm saying? Because the market was telling them that people wanted resolution. Yeah. You know, the people on YouTube, the IGNs, and all this kind of shit, they're all saying resolution. And Microsoft being tricked and looking at the data of what people were saying, they're trying to give people resolution.
I needed to.
That's not what it is.
I should have worked for Microsoft. I'd be like, Phil, I understand you see the articles. Do not fall for it. Because at a certain point, people are not going to give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? What's funny is Seamus Blackley, there was an old what was that TV show on games and stuff? G4 TV? They interviewed him. You know, right before the Xbox came out, they interviewed him, and he even said himself in the beginning, it's all about the hardware, the features, and all that stuff. But he goes, but at a certain point, no one cares about that anymore. Now they want to see the games, because you're going to talk hardware is because it's going to lead into great games. Well, okay, fine. We had the conversation of hardware, resolution, power, whatever. Now, stop talking and start walking. Show us the games. And this is the phase we're in now. When, you know, Microsoft, by releasing the One X, they're trying to re-establish the conversation, but people are tired of talking. Like, are you going to give up the punani or not? Because this little, you know, this dinner and movie thing is getting old now. You know,
this is what I don't like, and I feel like it's an excuse. This is what I don't like, and I feel like it's an excuse. People talk about, and I heard this from Hard A a couple of times too. Well, it's all about the resolution in the beginning of the generation, and halfway through, it's about the games later on. It should always be about the games all the way through the generation. Fuck all the bullshit. To a certain degree, 80% I agree. But the reason why I only give you 80% is because there's a fine line to separate the gens. Like, what separates a PS4 from a PS3?
Exactly.
That's graphics. I mean, that's graphics and all that kind of shit.
So that's why they talk about it in the beginning. So that way
it's always been about the games. I don't know where you're getting this notion from.
It's always about the games. But here's the thing: to separate the generations are separated by power. If look at the backlash the Wii got. Because it looked just like the fucking GameCube. It's like, what the fuck? But it's the same shit.
I know that's how you talk about Rise, but when you look at Rise, that don't look like it can be run on 360. So the graphics are already there.
But the gameplay could be ran on a Super Nintendo.
We talking about resolution shit.
What is this? What button for an attack? What are we doing here?
Yeah, remember, Rise was supposed to be like a Kinect game on 360.
Yeah, I think that's what
it doesn't matter what it was supposed to be. What you got that day was a good ass fucking game.
No,
like
graphics
Rise.
that were out of this. Graphics that were out of this world.
I'm not part of the Rise bashing crew. I think the Rise was a good game. It wasn't like no masterpiece or nothing like that.
It was a good game.
It was a cool launch game.
That game was trash.
Or I probably played it, 3 years down the line. But
it was trash, dog. I'm like, like X is the only attack button. What are we doing here? I haven't done that shit since like Sega Genesis, bro. I was like, this game is. I mean, the graphics is nice though. I ain't gonna lie, graphics were gorgeous. I like the story. But my main thing was the gameplay, man. Like, this is like Cry, and I bring that on Crytek. I don't think they could do good, gameplay. I think the gameplay sucks.
I mean, the gameplay to me, this shit was almost like a Batman. Batman is one punch button.
No.
You punch it. You know what? You're done. You're done, man. Eject button. Ejector.
Nah, you're not gonna compare that to no Batman.
I'm not comparing the game. I'm talking about the combat. Like
not
shit was
the
bullshit to me.
combat.
The combat in Batman is bullshit.
Rise
Like,
combat is not as fluid and not that quick as Batman.
Like Batman's combat.
Okay, I mean, if you want to give it quick, with all that, but
It's not even
you
as
hitting one
satisfying
button,
as
you're
Batman.
blocking, and you're parrying, and you roll. Like it's not great. You know what I'm saying? Like it is what it is. We people talking about is QTEs and shit like that, but Sony released the all QTE game and nobody said shit about
You know what's funny?
you know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
Here's my thing. The Rise, I don't even consider that QTE because you don't have to do it. Once you press the RB, you put the controller down. The dudes are dead.
Exactly.
Like,
you just do that.
I'm not lying. I'm not lying because they thought that was a great way to get back energy. That was a retarded way to do it.
Yeah.
Like there should be penalties if you miss the QTE. There is no penalty other than okay, you don't boost. You don't get back a little bit of energy, or you don't reinforce your power. I'm like, man,
I understand that, but I'm talking about the conversation that was being had. You know what I'm saying about the resolution.
Oh, that's because I didn't have a YouTube at the time. You know what I'm saying?
Resolution is never a new conversation.
Yeah.
PS3
resolution
that was brought up a lot. Nobody.
Yeah, man.
It was brought up a lot. Digital Foundry was hurting PS3.
Yeah. Beyond,
they was shitting all over the PS3 then. I do remember that.
Social media is not what it was back then. What it is today.
Yeah, but that's because they didn't have Twitter. Twitter changed the game where you can instantly instantly curse out a person right from the start. Like literally, a game comes out on that. Know everything about it. We didn't have that back then. It took a while to develop. But like the forum Beyond 3D, they actually had this huge list of every single game because the dudes in that forum would literally count the pixels themselves. And then they will post it in the forum. I'm like, yo, these dudes are wow. Like literally visually count pixels.
Well, that is true. Yeah, you're right about that. But I tell you what, guys, we're at 2 hours roughly, give or take. I know Puerto Rock, he's over there in Germany. So he's 5 hours.
Yeah,
and his time's about to go up, or he's gonna lose an hour. So
that's right.
Yeah, so we're gonna get on up out of here. I want to say a big shout out to all you guys, for coming on. It was short notice. It wasn't no big plan here. So shout out to all you gentlemen. Shout out to the real P3 Pablo the third. He came early. He had to go get his girl up for work. So you know what that means, guys. You got to do what you got to do.
Yep.
But Psycho Man, thanks for coming through, man. Don't be a stranger.
Thanks for that. Well, I've been working now. Things are slowing down now, and I'm about to be back on it.
Yeah. Psycho been a homeowner for about a year. I love it,
man. I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
That's what's our respect, man. Respect for that.
Appreciate it.
And Jay Barry been on the front lines, and what do they call it? The gaming streets. I still don't know what that means. But Jay Barry,
rough out here, man.
Yeah, so he had it rough, but now, like he said, ain't nobody. Everybody's ducking. When he come walking down the street. It's the official first time on here with you, brother. I appreciate you being here.
No doubt, man. Long time listener.
Yeah, Puerto Rock, don't be having no schnauzer in your wiener schnitzels over there.
Shit. I don't even know what the hell you right there. I'm gonna leave that alone. Pause. I'm gonna just say pause.
All right, but I'll start with we'll go down the line here. I'll start with Puerto Rock, man. You brothers go ahead and shout yourselves out. Thank you all for coming on. It's been the Victory Podcast. We're gonna call it. We had the MPD Podcast Victory. Now it's the Total Victory Podcast of Puerto Rock. Shout yourself out, my brother.
Yo, man, thank you for the invite. This is my first time finally, because Craig's Corner been on all types of weird hours. It's like, yo,
I'll be at work.
But no, I'm glad to make it. I was, you know what I'm saying? It was a good time. It was a great time, man. Chilling with Psycho Gamer. Didn't think that would happen.
Indeed.
That's awesome.
Indeed.
You know what I'm saying? You got to stop ducking my podcast. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man. My bad,
I'm playing. You know you're welcome anytime, man, brother. But hey, Jay Barry, Mr. Official.
Yes, sir.
Man.
Appreciate it. Yeah, you too, bro.
Yeah, Mr. Official, and shout yourself out there, young man.
Yo, first off, I appreciate you having me on, man. First time being on. It's wonderful being in here amongst you cats. I always listen to you guys when I'm at work and whatnot. Now I'm actually getting a little bit more revitalized, energized for dropping some content. Been listening to a lot of people a lot of things I want to speak up on. But yo, if you haven't already, check out my channel. You know what I'm saying? Just dropped a video in regards to this recent news about Zaire switching over to PlayStation. I already see I see it already happening, man. Once he come, other folks are gonna be following through. So make sure to check out my video. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna have some check-ins here in these PlayStation streets, man. Y'all can't just be coming up over here acting fool. So we're gonna have some check-ins and shit. Y'all gonna have to check in with some PlayStation OGs. Porter Rock, Jay Barry, somebody. Y'all gonna have to check in with somebody, man. Cause you can't be coming over here Friday making us look bad. We need clean
papers.
Yeah, we don't leave these garbage in the streets and none of that shit. So make sure to check out my last video.
We're getting an influx of refugees, man. We can only handle so much. Border control.
It's one cat that was on a podcast with you and Zaire. And I know he's talking about the contracts. And ain't no diss on him. Don't get it twisted, because I know how folks will try to twist it up.
Oh, D.
But D, yeah, man. Hold on, we need to talk over these contracts, man. You can't be letting everybody in, man. We need that border wall like Trump or something, bro. I'm telling you, when Zaire come over, then folks finna follow over. We ain't finna have none of that, man. Y'all gonna get y'all shit together for y'all come over here on PlayStation Nation. I don't want to see no hashtags and none of that shit. God damn it. No. But yo, check out my last video, and I appreciate you having me on, man. Much respect to all of y'all. I'm glad I got a chance to be on the podcast with you cats, and hopefully y'all will come through when the council podcast comes back and the Mog podcast on Saturday. You know, y'all definitely got an open invitation. So if you want, just holler at me on Twitter or whatever, however you know me, and let me know. You know, y'all definitely welcome through.
Cool. Well, this is Cycle Gamer, and again, thank you, Craig, for having the brother on. I know it's been a while, but we're back on here. And y'all, if y'all still listening, please sub to everybody's channel that's on here. Another little plug is if you want to hear more, check me out and Kid Smooth and other guys on Planet Xbox. It's a podcast. It's every Wednesday at 8:45. And it's not all you know, the Xbox circle jerk. I mean, we argue, we have our differences in opinions and stuff like that. It's a good podcast. So check that out when you get a chance. And that's it, y'all. Y'all have a good night. And that's it.
All right. Jay Barry.
Yeah, man.
Everybody that's
definitely appreciate the invite. You know what I mean? Nino Kuni is curing my my flu. Whatever the hell I had.
Oh, this man just called off for Nino Kuni.
Yeah, man. But yeah, it was definitely fun coming on here, Craig. You know, see my man Porter Rock back out here from Germany. Cycle Gamer converting to Cycle on paper.
Oh shit!
He's gonna be Psycho Pony.
He want them papers to come over here. Man. You know, the grass is green over here.
He wanna apply for a passport. he's turning in the green passport for a blue one.
Yeah, man. You know what I mean? Like my man Mr. Official said, go check out the video. All you Xbox you know, elitists and zealots that want to come over here, make sure you come on this way before, you know, let us know. Don't be saying, hey, I'm in the PlayStation Nation now. You gotta let us know. We gotta
check in, bro. For real.
Gotta get that stamp of approval, man. But you can't. Now go ahead.
Nah, I'm saying you can't be pulling that second account bullshit. You gotta at least complete some games. I ain't gonna make it too hard for you with the platinums and shit. We out here getting these platinums too, but you gotta at least complete some games.
You gotta
coming over here.
You gotta play Hellblade.
Oh yeah, you gotta play Nat for like 12 hours, motherfucker. No,
I told Rad you gotta play Nat 1 and 2. Let's see if we're gonna do it. But nah, man, I'm about to get back in this Nino Kuni 2. If you're not playing Nino Kuni 2, I don't know what the fuck you're doing with your life. But that game is fire. It's better than Sea of Thieves Cycle. But it's your boy Jay Barry, and I'm down.
Cool.
Noonie Cooney.
I think Craig did.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, everybody can see the news line there. There's a big sale on PSN. Go grab that MLB The Show. Detroit Become Humans. They got the separate trailers out for Marcus, Connor, and Kara. So
And
go
they're
check that out.
And they're giving 20% out now, right? On PSN. Fuck.
Yeah, I got an email.
Yeah, for some games.
I don't got my shit connected. Oh man,
I'm glad I waited on pre-ordering my Far Cry. Well,
Yo, you know
I canceled it, so I'm gonna get it back.
There's a rumor that Apple might buy Sony.
Oh man, I talked about that.
Wow,
man,
Yeah.
we don't need that.
Is that credible?
No, I hope
No,
not.
it's always Sony. All these companies, they always test the waters for Q1. Yeah, that's why Sony's making a lot of movies. They're trying to add value to their company. So
I want to check it out. It's right there. But
hey, any of y'all got VR?
Of course.
Y'all play that Moss?
Of course.
I'm loving that Moss, man.
Yo, I'm highly offended that you just asked those two questions right there. With me,
I didn't play it actually. I ain't play it.
Me, I'm behind the power curve.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I need to get that Lucky Tails. This got a purple octopus with a blue hat. That's so I'm not playing Mass Effect but now check me out on MLB The Show next week, folks. I'm gonna be streaming. Got to get Porter Rock in the game so I can take him over that left field wall. So but you all take it easy, man. Thanks everybody for coming out. Appreciate everybody. Thanks for hitting that like button or the dislike button. Shout out to everybody here. Shout out to all the new subs and old subs. And this has been Craig's Corner, the Messiah. This is a total PlayStation victory. Everybody go play your games now. The party's over.
Yeah, I'm definitely about to get on some platinums.
Yeah, take it easy, guys. Peace.
Peace. Porter Rock, man, you need to get a PSVR, bro. Come on.